Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Baruch Athletics on YouTube as we bring you live inside the Arc Arena to kick off the 2026 CUNYAC Men's Volleyball Tournament. Mike Higgins with you tonight as the Baruch College Bearcats begin the postseason, officially starting their quest for their 6th straight CUNYAC title. And to begin the postseason, they'll have to deal with the Lehman College Lightning. Bearcats ended up with the number 3 seed in the tournament after a 3-way tie for second place with Hunter and John Jay at 6-2 was broken. Lehman just snuck in as the 6th seed at 3-5. Bearcats really were able to generate some momentum going into the postseason as they closed out the regular season on Saturday with a 4-set win over Rutgers Newark, ranked number 16 in the nation, on the road nonetheless. It was an incredible game for the rookie Ben Nierenstein, who had 18 kills. That got him his 5th CUNYAC Rookie of the Week honor of the season. Not far behind him was Peter Gavroff with 16 kills, and Ari Osmanaj ran an efficient offense with 38 assists. But now there's a bigger task at hand for the Bearcats as they look to get to the CUNYAC final for the 20th time in a row. Brady Ambrose trying to take them there in his first year as head coach. But first they got to deal with Lehman, who got knocked down to the 6th seed in the tournament after losing their CUNYAC finale to Brooklyn College last week. They're led by 4th-year head coach Mickey Curtin. These two teams faced off in the playoffs 2 years ago in the semifinals, with Baruch, of course, taking that one in straight sets. Lehman hoping they could flip the script this time around so they can get back to the semifinals. Starting for the Bearcats, Ari Osmanaj setting. On the outside, Peter Gavroff and Ben Nierenstein. Alen Nurbayev in the middle, Brennan O'Connor off the court. Argjend Osmanaj on the right side. Zach Yow's the libero. Here we go. Ari Osmanaj to serve. Baruch, Lehman, CUNYAC quarterfinals. Here we go. Little roll shot there from Almir Pepic. They run Peter Gavroff on the bick. To the outside it goes. Argjend with a dig. Ari goes right back to him, and Baruch strikes first. Argjend Osmanaj. A lot of new additions for Lehman, most notably the rookie Jordan Johnson, leading the team with 192 kills, along with a bunch of key returners like Almir Pepic, Elaine Abreu Esteva, and Oscar Calderon still playing big roles. It's a good pass by Abreu Esteva. To the outside it goes for Abdole Kante. A joust up front. Nurbayev will set the out-of-system ball. And that's going to be a blocking error on the Lightning. So back-to-back kills to start the night for Argjend Osmanaj. 2-0 start for the Bearcats. These two teams, of course, very familiar with each other. Lehman defeated Baruch, of course, in their regular season finale last season. Lightning are hoping for a similar result tonight. A blistering serve from Ari. Argjend looking for 3 in a row. Turns into a free ball. Nierenstein handles. Argjend again. He's 3 for 3. The Osmanaj brothers connecting for the first 3 points of the game. As we wind down their incredible careers. It's a shame that this is the last night we'll be able to see them in the Arc Arena. Good pass there from Johnson. Soft touch from Dochi, the middle. Argjend looking for 4 in a row to start the game. Won't go. Big swing by the setter, Nate Matthey. Matthey will set his middle. Enea Dochi. And he gets Lehman on the board. So Nate Matthey, the Lehman setter, he'll serve. He's a transfer from SUNY Purchase. Goes real short with the serve. 2-ball to Argjend, and he got the touch. So the first 4 points of the game, all courtesy of the senior opposite. There's Ben Nierenstein. That's into the net, and it's 4-2. Lehman will send Abdole Kante to the service line. He's been a nice surprise for the Lightning this season. Didn't play a whole lot last year, but he has really proven to be a reliable option. He can play both pins, outside and right side. Argjend again. Just automatic to start this game. 5 kills to make up the first 5 points. Unbelievable start for Argjend Osmanaj. And now Alen Nurbayev will serve. He gets the start tonight over the injured Aaron Clark. Injured his ankle in the game on Thursday against Division II St. Thomas Aquinas. And there's a big block from Gavrov. Well, the first 5 points came directly from Argjend Osmanaj. Gavrov says, let's play a little defense. 6-2 start for the Bearcats. Nurbayev on serve. Tough receive by Abreu Esteva. And there's a block. Brendan O'Connor closing it with Argjend. And it's 7-2. Back-to-back blocks for the Bearcats. It just trickled off the tape, but a block's a block. That one's coming right over, and Gavrov puts it away on the overpass. So it's quickly a 6-point lead for the Bearcats. No room for error now in the playoffs if you're Lehman. We'll see if Mickey Curtin's thinking about a timeout if they can't get this one. Out of system ball to Pepic, the right side. And that ball does not come back. It's 8-3. Ari trying to avoid the back row attack. Chose not to play that ball. So here's Anea Dochi, freshman. Good pass by Nierenstein. Argjend again. He got another one. Blocking error on the Lightning as well. That's what we call an N1 in volleyball. So Lehman probably relieved to see him go to the back row, but he's still just as effective on the D ball. Here he is on serve. And he's got an ace. He's doing it all in this first set. Bearcats lead by a touchdown. Another strong serve from Argjend. Johnson. Got a touch from Ari. Here's Gavrov. Got it down the line. The line judge called out, but the up official overruling it. So it's an 8-point lead for the Bearcats. Argjend on serve again. And that one goes out. His first error of the day. So that'll send Almir Pepic to the line, a junior opposite from Eastchester. Good pass by Nierenstein. O'Connor, nice get from Pepic. Free ball from Matthey. Gavrov got it inside the block, and it's 11-4. Check that, it's 12-4. Mickey Curtin still not budging timeout-wise. Here's Gavrov to serve. Tossing it a mile high as he always does. Good pass by Esteva. And that's going to be a blocking error on the Bearcats. Looked like maybe Brendan O'Connor got it. So that'll be a kill for Oscar Calderon, who's having a really good defensive season with 63 blocks. That's tied for second in the conference as there's a service error on Jordan Johnson. So So now Caleb Lehman will check in to serve for Brendan O'Connor as Nurbayev returns up front. It's a good serve. Will this come back? It will not. It's an ace for Lehman, who's been so good as a serving sub all season. And now Mickey Curtin will call a timeout with the Bearcats with a commanding 14-5 lead here in set one of the CUNYAC Quarterfinals. We'll be back. You're watching Baruch Athletics on YouTube. Back out of the Lehman timeout, it's a 14-5 lead for the Bearcats, as they have really taken a stranglehold on the early going of this first set, hitting 750 through the first 19 points. And Lehman is victimized by a coach's point. That'll make it 14-6, and now the Lehman middle, Oscar Calderon, will serve. He's got one of the 3 kills for the Lightning. That's a tight ball, and right there is Osmanaj. And no, they're calling a reach over. Or did they call a carry? I think it was a carry. Did look like he reached behind him a little bit. Normally very good at that move. Gavrov, good pass. Nierenstein gets his first kill of the day. A monster performance from Ben Nierenstein in the game against Rutgers Newark. 18 kills, he hit .538 and 5 aces. That's as good of a performance as you can have from a rookie. There's an error on Ari Osmanaj, and it's 15-8.
Number 11.
The Baruch bench pushing the floor a little bit. So we're one full rotation through now as Nate Matthey, the Lehman setter, serves. Here's Nierenstein. Goes short with it. And Abreu Esteva unable to send the free ball. And Lehman all out of sorts right now. This is not the time to be sloppy. First playoff game of the year. Nierenstein. Good pass by Johnson. Soft touch from Conte. Good get from Zach Yao. Here's Argjend again, and he cannot be stopped. Seven kills in the first 25 points of the game. This is just a dream start for the senior out of Bayard Rustin. And there's an ace for Nierenstein. Picks up right where he left off with those 5 aces against Rutgers Newark. And the Baruch lead has reached double digits. Nierenstein trying to put a stranglehold on this first set. It's off the tape, and that's back-to-back aces. Just out of the reach of Inea Dochi. (19-8) lead. It looked like Mickey Curtin was thinking about a timeout, but the whistle went. Didn't get it off in time, so we play on. And that'll be an error on Nierenstein. So here's Abdullah Kante. Throws it up and nearly dropped it in for an ace. Just missed the end line. And the Bearcats are up to 20 here in this first set of the CUNYAC quarterfinals. Here's Alen Nurbayev. Tough receive from Abreu Esteva. Not a great set from Kante either. And there's Argjend again. Had to shorten up his swing a little bit there, but that's 8 now. And we will get the second Lehman timeout. Bearcats 4 points away from taking the first set here in this quarterfinal matchup. Back out of the Lehman timeout, it's a 21-9 lead for the Bearcats here in set number 1 of this CUNYAC quarterfinal. As a reminder, the winner of this game goes on to the semis to take on Hunter. And that's going to be back-to-back coaches' points for Mickey Curtin, as she has gotten Baruch service errors out of both timeouts. So Lehman now into double digits. Here's Anea Dochi. Tough receive from Yao and an overpass kill for Calderon. And that puts Lehman up to 11. Dochi, very athletic freshman middle. It's just what they needed. As Brennan O'Connor nearly picked up a kill. It's a free ball from Dochi. Gavrov just missed the sideline, and it's 21-12. That's 3 straight for the Lightning. So the presence of Anea Dochi was really needed after Emmanuel Cochran transferred out. He's now at Hunter. Had a really good freshman year with Lehman, and now he's doing just as good with the Hawks. As Argjend Osmanaj just continues to deliver. He's hitting 900 in this first set. 9 for 10. Baruch 3 points away from taking the first. That's a good serve from Argjend. Johnson unable to run it down. Jordan Johnson, he's been very quiet in this first set. Only has 2 attempts. He's their leading attacker. They got to get him going. New libero in for the Lightning. It's Levi Rosario. Nice dig from Argjend. He's just doing it all. As Gavrov goes right at the new libero Rosario and gives Baruch set point. That's 4 for Gavrov. Set point for the Bearcats as they are doubling up Lehman in this opening set. And how about an ace for Argjend? One of the best individual performances in a single set that you'll see. 9 kills, 2 aces, hitting .900. And the Bearcats take it 25-12. Lehman just unable to generate any sort of offense right now, as it is all Baruch. Bearcats hitting .571 in that first set. They held Lehman in just 125. We'll see if they can figure things out in set 2, as they are just 2 sets away from being eliminated. Bearcats 2 sets away from advancing to the semis. We'll be back for set 2. You're watching Baruch Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning into this CUNYAC quarterfinal, Baruch took the first set in dominating fashion by the score of 25-12. No changes in lineup for the Bearcats. Lehman does make one change. They bring in a new setter. It'll be Eric Lin, the junior from Queens, number 5, and he will serve to start things off. Just 2 assists in that first set for Nate Matthey, who's been the top setter for the Lightning all season. Here we go in set 2. As Lin puts it in play. It's bouncing around, and that's going to be an ace for Lin. Just bouncing around the basketball backboard that hangs above the court. We're just unable to track it down, and Lehman has the lead for the first time tonight. 31 ball to Nurbayev, and that's going to be a blocking error on Dochi. And the Bearcats get the side out. Check that, it was Pepic that hit the net. Lehman just 4 kills in that first set. Baruch with 14. Ari Osmanaj 12 assists. Here he is on serve. Just rips it right at Conte. This will be a dropped ball. And you got to wonder for Lehman if this is just nerves, because they have let 2 or 3 balls just drop in front of everybody now. Another strong serve from Ari, and that one is out. That's his second service error of the day. And we're tied at 2. And now here is Abdoulaye Kante. Like I said earlier, he's really broken out this season, especially recently, as he commits a service error. He had 14 kills in a 5-set loss to Bard College. But he has really proven his worth to this Lehman lineup. But right now, Mickey Curtin just needs anybody to step up. As Ben Nierenstein serves with a 3-2 lead. Lynn for Johnson. That's dug by Ari. Free ball from Gavrov, but it's going to hit the ceiling as it came shooting down off the backboard again. So that ties it at 3. Here's Ane Adochi. Good pass by Nierenstein. Nurbayev got it. And the Bearcats lead 4-3. Again, Alen Nurbayev getting the start tonight in place of the injured Aaron Clark, who hurt his ankle against St. Thomas Aquinas. Aaron Clark's status for the semifinals, should Baruch make it there, is uncertain. They're taking it day by day at this point, as Nurbayev picks up an ace to give Baruch a 2-point lead. That's 6 aces already for the Bearcats. Kante can't handle the serve. Here's Pepic on the out-of-system ball. It's turned away by O'Connor. Free ball from Lynn. O'Connor gets it inside the block of Calderon. And it's 6-3. And a short serve from Nurbayev makes it 6-4. So here's Almir Pepic. That's a nice looking float serve, and the overpass goes out from Calderon. Boy, Lehman has just had tough break after tough break. Lehman brings Levi Rosario back in as the libero, as Elena Abreu-Esteva has been struggling a little bit, and it comes shooting down off the ceiling for an ace. Argjend Osmanaj continues his torrid start to this game. That's where the home court advantage comes into play, that batting cage hanging from the ceiling. And they're going to get victimized by it once again. You know, when you're a visiting team in the Baruch gym, you just got to think of it like baseball. All different outfield dimensions. Some are weirder than others. It's kind of like that in the Arc Arena with everything hanging from the ceiling. So this is now a 5-point Baruch lead in set 2. We'll be back. You're watching Baruch Athletics on YouTube, the CUNYAC Quarterfinals. Back out of the Lehman timeout. 9-4 lead for the Bearcats in set 2 of this conference quarterfinal. Argjend Osmanaj, who's been the hot hand in this one, he puts it in play. D-ball, Pepic. And that, I don't think it was touched by a blocker. And no, it was not. 4 touches. The up official, Russell Rodriguez, signaling. So it's quickly a 6-point lead. Tough receive from Johnson. Actually turned out to be a pretty good pass, but they didn't do too well with it. And that's going to be a kill for Ari Osmanaj. You know, that was a really good-looking pass from Johnson. I think Calderon needs to get out of the way there and let Lynn set that ball. There's a service error on Argjend Osmanaj. 11-5 now, and now Johnson will serve. Jordan Johnson, he's been ice cold to start this game. Again, 192 kills on the year. Hasn't gotten on the stat sheet yet today. Strong serve from Johnson. Back one, O'Connor, turned away by Calderon. D-ball, Argjend. Once again. He is now 10 for 11. He is now hitting over 900 in this game. That is just ridiculous. As there's an ace for Gavrov. And the Baruch lead is 7. That's 9 aces for the Bearcats through a set and a half. And there's an error from Gavrov, and it's 13-7. So here's Calderon. Handled by Gavrov. O'Connor. That's dug by Pepic. Free ball from Conte. Nierenstein goes up and finds the short court, and it's 14-7. Not sure what Lehman's complaining about. Everything about that was clean. So Caleb Lee Wen checks in to serve for O'Connor. Esteva back in the game, handles the serve. Conte, he's going to get a kill as the block was tooled into the ceiling. First kill of the day for Abdole Conte. And for Lehman, that's their first kill of this set. We're 22 points in. Just everything going Baruch's way. And individually, everything going Argjend Osmanaj's way. That's 11 kills on 12 swings. His final game in this building has been remarkable so far. Same with his twin brother, 17 assists. And he's going to get an ace. That's 10. The Bearcats just carving up the Lehman serve receive right now. And there's an error. So with the 10 aces, they do have 11 service errors. That's something they don't want to have going forward, especially into the semifinal round, assuming they get there. Still got work to do, though. As Alen Nurbayev picks up a kill, his third. He's hitting 1,000 so far. Nierenstein with a service error. The Brady Ambrose team, they've been serving tough all season. Service errors were an issue at one point in the season, especially in that game against John Jay where they had 24 in 3 sets. Got to the point where we were seeing Gavrov and Nierenstein float serve as Argjend continues to deliver.
That's number 1, Ari Osmanaj. Group leads 18-10 with number 15, Alen Nurbayev serving.
Lucas Maziarz, by the way, is in the game. He's in for Nierenstein's back row. We'll see if he stays up there when he becomes front row. Good pass there by Rosario, and it's out of the hands of Lynn. Oh, boy. Just nothing going right for Lehman right now. And Mickey Curtin will call a timeout. It is once again all Bearcats. 19-10 here in set 2. We'll be back. You're watching the CUNYAC Quarterfinals on Baruch Athletics on YouTube. Back out of the Lehman timeout. It is all Baruch in this game. 19-10 in the second set. 6 points away from going up 2-0 in the match. Alen Nurbayev puts it in play. It goes through the hands of Conte. It'll be a free ball from Johnson. Argjend again. That one stays in play. That's a tough set from Rosario. Gavrov. Lynn able to dig it out. Out of system ball. Calderon. Dug by Osmanaj. Gavrov. Out of bounds. Looked like he was going for the OT there. And it's 19-11.
Number 14,
so here's Pepic on serve. Tough receive from Gavrov. Ari able to get to it, though. Out of system ball, Johnson. And there's his first kill of the day. They really need to get him going. He's their leader on offense. He's only had 4 attempts today. O'Connor hammers it home out of the middle. So here's Argjend. New libero in the game for the Bearcats. It's Michael Tiroli, the freshman. And a service error from Argjend. He does have 4 aces today, but the service error is starting to pile up for Baruch. That's 13. Johnson puts it in play. Gavrov turned away by Lynn, the setter. D-ball Argjend. Right there is Rosario. Conte turned away. A joust up front. Gavrov keeps it alive. D-ball Pepic. Maziarz with the dig. And there was a whistle. I believe Argjend was over the 10-foot line. It looked like he tried not to jump, but it was too late. He had already hit the ball. So there's the first error of the day for Argjend. And Johnson returns the favor with a service error.
Number 7, Peter Gavrov, service.
21-13. Gavrov on serve. Good pass, Rosario. D-ball, Pepic. And he gets it off of Tiroli for the kill. That's his second. Almir Pepic, he's their number 2 on offense. 135 kills on the year. And here's Calderon. O'Connor with a nice little push one for the kill, 22-14. And now Lewen will replace him at the service line. Lewen's got an ace today. Let's see what he's got here. Not sure why Dochi tried to set that ball. That was right in the breadbasket for Lynn. And Ari Osmanaj makes him pay. That's why you give the ball to your setter. Another good serve from Lewen. Pepic had to run it down, and right there is Lucas Maziars for the block. Staying front row after replacing Nierenstein. And known for his defense, he gets big. And an ace for Caleb Lewen to end set 2, 25-15. Once again, all Bearcats. And they will go for the sweep to try to put themselves in the semifinals. They're currently out hitting Lehman 488-69. They will look for a straight set quarterfinal victory to move on to Hunter. We'll be back for set number 3. You're watching Baruch Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, it is all Baruch right now in this CUNYAC quarterfinal. Both teams making some changes. Baruch's going to go into their bench a little bit more. They had already brought in Lucas Maziars. Now they bring in Val Rodriguez to set. They'll also bring in Omar Noman on the right side. So after a really fantastic start by Argjend Osmanaj, his night comes to an end. Lehman also making some changes. Nate Matthey, who did not play in the second set, he's back in as the setter. Alen Nurbayev, who was a libero for the first two sets, he's now on the outside, where he played for his first 3 years with the Lightning. Everything else stays the same as Levi Rosario stays in as the libero. So we'll see what Lehman can do against the Baruch reserves. Gavrov stays out there, so does Michael Tiroli. Brendan O'Connor still penciled in the lineup. Here we go in set 3. Matthey, tight set, and Omar Noman just into the game. Picks up a kill on the joust. And the Bearcats lead 1-0. Alen Nurbayev stays in as well. Matthey for Calderon. Nice get from Tiroli. Gavrov is turned away by Matthey. Gavrov again. Won't go. Nice get from Johnson. This will be a long free ball from Esteva, and it's not coming back. Elena Abreu Esteva, he's the lone senior for Lehman. Tight ball. Matthey couldn't play it off the net. And is it just me or did the whistle not blow? Not sure what happened with Russell Rodriguez's whistle, but I couldn't hear it at first. And Calderon once again taking the ball away from the setter. You got to let the setter set the ball. It's a nice high pass. Matthey's not calling help. You got to let him take that ball. Not sure if Lehman's just getting desperate at this point, but it has looked sloppy all game long. Very quickly, 4-0. And there's the first kill of the third set for the Lightning. It's Almir Pepic. That's just the 8th kill of the game for Lehman. Baruch has 27. Matthey on serve. That one missed, and it's 5-1. Here's Gavrov. That's into the net. So despite the 12 aces for the Bearcats, they have 14 service errors on top of it. They cannot have that going forward. Here's Noman. Nice get from Matthey. Soft touch from Calderon. Here is Maziars, and that's blocked. First block of the game for the Lightning. It's Oscar Calderon and Almir Pepic combining for the rejection. Calderon with his 64th block of the season. They'll try Noman again, and the ball was up on the plane. Noman didn't know where it was. Very fortunate to have that ball land on the other side of the net. And it's 6-3. That's 2 kills for Omar Noman right off the bench. Pepic, that did not clear the antenna. And it's 7-3. So with the winner of this game, being forced to play Hunter in the semifinals. That confirms that for the first time since 2014, the CUNYAC final will not feature both Baruch and Hunter. It's been that way ever since then. As there's a kill for Jordan Johnson on the outside. So Friday's championship game is going to look a little different from what we're used to seeing. It's been Baruch and Hunter every year since 2014. As O'Connor, that's a nice backward set from Dochi. Gavrov taking flight. Got it off the high hands, and it's 8-4. It's been a quiet night for Peter Gavrov standards. That's just his 5th kill. But that's mainly due to the fact that Argjend Osmanaj really stole the show in those first 2 sets. Good pass by Johnson. Matthew goes back to him. Nice get from Gavrov. Noman on the D-ball. That one is outside the antenna. And while it's been a quiet night for Gavrov so far, you got to highlight everything he's given to this team this year. He leads the team in kills, aces, and digs. As O'Connor picks up a kill out of the middle. They only got 3 years from Gavrov due to his freshman year being played at Division I LIU. He's going to check out of the game. Nierenstein replaces him. And if that's it for Peter Gavrov, what a career he had. That's likely the last time we'll see him on this court, as the semifinals and finals will both be played at Hunter College. What a career for Gavrov. Over 600 kills as a Bearcat. Couldn't ask for much more. Here's Nierenstein, and he gets the tool off of Matthew for the kill.
Now number 10, Caleb Lee Wynn, checks it and serves.
And with Ben Nierenstein checking in for him, it's almost a passing of the torch type of thing. As once his playing days are over, Ben Nierenstein likely going to be the number 1 option going forward, as they still have 2 or 3 more years out of him. There he is, and he puts it away, and it's 11-6. And for Ben Nierenstein, if I had a vote, he is absolutely my CUNYAC Rookie of the Year. Good pass by Rosario. Dochi. Really athletic swing from the middle on the back 2, and it's 11-7. So Dochi will serve. He'll be an integral part of this Lehman team going forward. They still got 3 more years of him after this season. As that serve goes long, and it's 12-7. So Val Rodriguez, 5 assists off the bench thus far. We're 1 full rotation through in this 3rd set. Nice get from Tiroli. They run the Bic with Maziarz, and that's blocked. Oscar Calderon. That's his 65th block of the season. That's 2nd in the CUNYAC. He's had a monster year defensively. Only guy with more blocks in the conference, Alex Casillas, the setter from NJCU. Good pass from Maziarz. 31 ball, that's Nurbayev. He makes it 13-8. He's had a strong game. That's 4 kills on 4 swings. Nierenstein float serving this time. Matthew for Pepic, and he gets the tool off of Noman for the kill. Almir Pepic, always a reliable option on the right side for Lehman. They still got another year left of him. He's a junior. As Nurbayev remains perfect out of the middle. That's 5 kills, hitting 1,000. Now he'll go back to serve. Michael Tiroli comes off. Abreu Esteva handles the serve. Johnson, nice get from Nurbayev, but just not high enough. And it goes straight into the net. So this is the closest that Lehman has kept it throughout this match. They trail by just 4, make it 5 on the service error. Calderon thought he had an ace, just missed the end line. But the hitting percentage is up for Lehman in this set. They're hitting .214. They hit 125 in the first set. They hit 0 in the second. Strong serve from Noman. Pepic got it inside the block. Maziar's nearly kept it alive, but they call a lift on him. So Almir Pepic giving Lehman everything he has, trying to keep their season alive. He's got 4 kills in this third set. But now a service error. That's back-to-back service errors by the Lightning. This is not the time you need them. They did not have that many through the first 2 sets. That's pretty much the only bright spot of this game. And now everything else starting to go right. Now you're committing service errors. As Maziarz puts it in play, handled by Elena Abreu Esteva, and there's an error on Johnson. It hits the antenna. And it looks like Mickey Curtin will call a timeout. 17-11 in the third set. Bearcats 8 points away from a trip to the CUNYAC semifinals and a date with their Lexington Avenue rival Hunter. We'll be back. You're watching Baruch Athletics on YouTube. Back out of the Lehman timeout. It's 17-11 in set number 3. Bearcats looking for the sweep. Lehman looking to keep their season alive. They've come alive a little bit offensively. They just got to generate some consistency as they've had a couple of unfortunate errors. Nierenstein digs out the swing from Johnson, and Nierenstein delivers. And just like that, it's a 7-point lead for the Bearcats. And as we seemingly wind this game down, I got to say it's a little bittersweet for me because this is the last year that I have former teammates playing on this Baruch squad. Argjend, Ari Osmanaj, and Zach Yao. They were freshmen during my senior year. And this is the last time we're going to be seeing them in the Arc Arena. So if I get a little emotional going forward, just don't mind me. Just focus on the game. Good serve from Johnson. Rodriguez goes for Nierenstein, and that's into the antenna. They'll try Noman on the D ball, and they're going to call a blocking error. That is not the time for a blocking error on a free ball. That is just a tough break for Lehman. So it results in a free ball kill for Omar Noman. That'll send Caleb Lewen to the line. Johnson tight ball. Matthew taking a swing at it. Rodriguez nearly ran it down, but it ends up in the seats. So Nate Matthew, the setter, picking up his first kill of the day. He's got just 8 assists. Did not play the second set. He was subbed out for Eric Lynn. And another service error by the Lightning. They are just handing Baruch this game. And Mickey Curtin will call what looks like will be her final timeout, barring a late surge by Lehman. Bearcats 5 points away from the semifinals. We'll be back. Back out of the Lehman timeout. They need a prayer answered right now. They trail by 6. No more timeouts. Baruch 5 points away from ending this match in 3 as Val Rodriguez puts it in play. And a joust up front is won by Nierenstein. (21-14). Rodriguez again to serve. Matthew for Calderon. That's turned away. Calderon reaching for it, can't send it over. 22-14, and Lehman is clinging on for dear life. Rodriguez, 9 assists off the bench. Here's Abreu Esteva. That's going to be a free ball, but it's not going to come back. And that should be a kill for Elaine Abreu Esteva.
Number 11,
Abreu Esteva, the lone senior for Lehman, and if that's the last one for him, what a career it was. Noman, turned away by Pepic. Nierenstein, soft touch, dug by Calderon. Out of system ball, Esteva. Noman through the hands of Rosario for the kill. How about Omar Noman off the bench? That's 4 kills. Or check that. They're actually going to give the point to Lehman.
Center line fault was called on the Bearcats, so the point goes to
I believe, if I'm correct, Val Rodriguez, while setting the ball, his foot was over the center line. That's probably why that was overturned. And there's an ace. Nate Matthey, the Lehman setter, makes it 22-16. Do the Lightning have a rally in their bones? They still trail by 5. Puts it in play. Nierenstein. Nice get from Rosario, but it's off the ceiling. It's a kill for Nierenstein, his 7th.
now Nierenstein will serve.
Pass by Johnson. He'll try Esteva. And it's going to be a kill for Esteva. He's not done yet. He'll go back to serve with Lehman trailing by 5. Second kill for Abreu Esteva. Good pass to Rolly. Maziarz hits it out. And Lehman is within 4. Baruch just needs a side out to send it to match point. We'll see if Brady Ambrose thinking about a timeout. Abreu Esteva. That's a nice serve. Rodriguez runs it down. Noman off the tape for the kill. And it is match point. And look who's checking into the game, Charky Nguyen. He's only played 4 sets all season. And Brady Ambrose is going to have him serve for the match. He's essentially been a practice player. He's going to get his opportunity to end the match here. And it's into the net. So he'll get subbed out. Oscar Calderon will serve for Lehman, facing 4 match points. No libero on the floor for Lehman. O'Connor, nice get from Calderon. Free ball from Esteva. Let's see if they can put it away here. O'Connor is blocked. Jordan Johnson keeps Lehman's season alive, at least for now. A huge block from number 12. Calderon puts it in play. Let's see if they can end it here. Noman off the high hands, and the Bearcats are going to the semis. Omar Noman with his 5th kill of the set. And the Bearcats will have a date with Hunter for the right to go to the CUNYAC final. For the Lightning, their season comes to an end. It was sloppy through the first 2 sets. They really got to find their footing in the third, but they come up just short. 25-21, the final in the third. Lehman will have a lot of guys coming back next year. Only 1 senior graduating. So a lot to look forward to for Mickey Curtin's squad. So for the Bearcats, they finished the CUNYAC quarterfinal with a sweep over the Lightning. They move on to Thursday's semifinal to take on Hunter for the right to go to the CUNYAC final. Leading the way for the Bearcats, Argjend Osmanaj, who was fantastic through the first 2 sets. 12 kills on 16 swings with 4 aces. And Omar Noman picking up the slack when he went to the bench. Ari Osmanaj, 22 assists. Val Rodriguez, 12 assists off the bench. Almir Pepic was the high man for Lehman with 5 kills. Nate Matthew with 9 assists. The time is now 7:10, so the other semifinal should just be getting underway right about now. That's between John Jay and Brooklyn. The winner of that game will move on to face top-seeded NJCU. And the winner of that game will face the winner of the Baruch Hunter game in Friday's CUNYAC final, where the Bearcats will try to make it 20 consecutive appearances. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure calling the games for you once again this season. It's been an honor bringing you Baruch men's volleyball, for this is now my 3rd season. I hope to be back for year 4 next season. So that'll do it from the Arc Arena. This is Mike Higgins signing off. Semifinals on Thursday against Hunter, and we will see you in 2027.